Canada's not fully compromised, at least not yet. Now, we wouldn't know about this Chinese election interference if it weren't for a whistleblower or a leak somewhere in our CSIS department. Our CSIS is like our national security hub, right? Like our organization that just keeps everything somewhat safe, at least to what they define as safe. But before we get into it, I encourage you to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And also, before we get into it, I just want to brush up on the story of Robin Hood. Now you might be thinking, what does Robin Hood have to do with any of this? Well, I'm going to tie it all together because that's what I do, at least what I try to do. Stealing from the rich to give to the poor. Robin Hood and his merry men are a permanent part of popular culture. Set in England during the reign of King Richard the Lionheart, the adventures of Robin Hood follow the noble thief as he woos the beautiful maid Marian and thwarts the evil sheriff of Nottingham. Now, if it weren't for Robin Hood stealing from the rich to give to the poor, that story in itself is phenomenal. But the reason why Robin Hood became so popular is because there was a witch hunt to find Robin Hood. Hey, really powerful people, they're getting their stuff stolen from, and poor people are benefiting. So we need to find this guy. And so now that news gets plastered everywhere. And what the hell does Robin Hood have to do with Canada? Well, the way I look at CSIS is someone took something from the rich, a piece of information from the government, and gave to the poor. Not to like offend you and call you poor, but we're kind of poor compared to the government in terms of at least knowledge or insider information. And so I kind of view this CSIS leak as a little bit of a Robin Hood story. And now the witch hunt has begun. The Canadian government has said what has happened, that leak, that whistleblower, it's illegal, and we're going to fine them and charge them and punish them, and we're going to waterboard them, maybe, likely, but we're not going to tell you about it. But bad things are going to happen to this person. Oh yeah, the witch hunt has begun. This is kind of exciting, but also I would be nervous for the person who leaked information. But at the same time, Canada thanks you. And also, if you'd like matching hats, link for that is in the description below. The source behind the foreign interference leaks will be found and punished. Prime Minister's security advisor says. Jody Thompson says security official jeopardized intelligence secrets to leak information. And hold on here. Gain notoriety. Do you know who leaked it? I'll wait for like 2 seconds. I don't want a big lull. I don't know who leaked it, and I don't think you know who leaked it, and the government sure as shit doesn't know who leaked it. So it's kind of weird for the government to make the assertion that this person did it for notoriety when nobody knows who leaked it. How is it notoriety if the person is still anonymous? Like, this is a government funded or subsidized media outlets, CBC. It doesn't make any sense. This is just, we're living in wacko world. Like, that's just to piss people off, gain notoriety. Congratulations, CBC. It worked. It's just unrealistic. It's an unrealistic title for even not even a headline, just a title in a paragraph. The Prime Minister's top national security advisor says she expects the security official who leaked sensitive information to the media about attempted Chinese interference in Canadian politics, prompting months of controversy over foreign interference in Canadian elections, will be caught and punished. Well, it would be a lot easier to catch them if they got like really famous on social media from this, and if they actually gained notoriety, but that's not it. So good luck finding who did this. Just a weird. I'm not going to get over that for like probably the rest of the day. Let's see what they have to say about it.
Do you believe that the whistleblower should be found and prosecuted?
I do. Absolutely, I do. The law has been broken. Sources, techniques have been put at risk. Our credibility with Five Eyes allies.
No, they haven't.
Risk.
No, it hasn't.
Better ways of doing this. There are better ways of raising your concerns within a national security agency. There are better ways of trying to bring some light to this topic than risking Canada's national security.
You believe it should happen? Do you believe it will happen?
That the person will be found? I do.
I don't think she even does, because she's like smiling. I think she's just saying that for the appeal of saying that. I think that the government has really messed up in threatening these things over a whistleblower, which has not breached national security at all to any capacity. I think it's really showing their hand, and it's not a good look. Instead of denying all of the allegations, they're saying, we're going to find this person and prosecute them. Why don't you deny it? Why don't you do a public inquiry and show that what they've leaked, the whistleblown, instead of trying to attack, threaten, I guess. They can't even attack the person's integrity because they don't know. And I don't think that they will know. They might try and find a scapegoat, but I don't think it'll be the actual person. The source wrote that they were motivated to speak out because it had become increasingly clear that no serious action was being considered. Worse still, evidence of senior public officials ignoring interference was beginning to mount. This is insane. This is like Edward Snowden type of stuff, at least in my mind. I just live in like a millennial, everything's a movie mindset, and this is like a movie unfolding in front of our eyes. Thomas has appeared in numerous of times before a parliamentary committee studying foreign interference in Canadian elections. She told CBC the source was wrong to leak sensitive information to the public, but it wasn't wrong information. The leak was, they didn't have authority to do that, but they haven't denied the leaks. And that's the best part about this, is the Canadian government doesn't know how to handle this. And I mean, it's out, the cat's out of the bag. It's increasingly disturbing on a number of levels. One, that they would be so unaware of what has been done. That two, they would risk our national security in order to leak information and gain some notoriety. But again, it's an anonymous person, so that is just a moot point. Three, that they leak parts, and I know they say they because they don't know the identity of the person, but they might very well be their pronoun. Oh my God. All right. Three, that they, pronouns, leak parts of information that don't tell a complete story, that perhaps looks salacious and scandalous in a headline, but don't tell the complete story of what came before that piece of intelligence that was leaked and what's come after, and that the analysis is and what's been done with. I think that, again, the government is really showing their hand, and it's not good. The attacks against the Liberal government for handling this outweigh and just surmount the defense that the Liberals have tried to have. I don't think there's a single person in Canada, or even a non-biased foreigner, that could just agree with the Liberals and say, oh, that wasn't a good idea. Oh, that must be fake news. It's a leak from someone on the inside. Yeah, it sucks. You guys messed up, and own it. And I can guarantee you that if the person was to be found, they are probably going to just slander them and say, oh, they were just on drugs, they were this, incompetent, that, and the cat is out of the bag. The Conservatives have taken that narrative and ran with it, and so have the NDP and the Bloc. And I think that once the summer break is over and once things resume back in September, I think that you're going to see even more double downing on this, and especially since we're going into election territory for 2025. They're going to be campaigning in 2024, so the end of 2023, they'll start to prep for that. I think it's going to get even crazier than what we've seen or what we can even expect. But that's what we're getting in the video. I'd love to know what you guys think down below in the comments. Do you agree that this, whistleblower and leak was stepping out of line, or are you grateful that it happened? I'd really love to know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for making it to the end of the video. If you want to support the channel financially, you can do so by checking out the merch shop linked right up there. Or if you want to do something for free, which is also absolutely acceptable and highly encouraged, you can subscribe right there. If you want to continue watching videos like this, you can do so by clicking or tapping right there to watch the next upcoming video. And if you want to watch a little bit of different content, but also Canadian stuff, you can do so by clicking right up there. That's my second channel, House of Canada, also known as the House of Commons Highlights. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.